Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be a little bit different. I am going to do a comparison before and after. Those of you who have watched my channel before know that I'm building the Farmstead map from the 2024 Dungeon Master's Guide. I started building this in Sigil's base assets, and today I'm going to be comparing it with the master set of assets. So as we saw there in the beginning, a nice view of what this farmstead looks like, looking from the south, looking up on the hill and seeing the farmstead. Here I'm just going around and trying to show what that might look like from the road. In the building videos, I mentioned that this is not a fortress, even though with the basic dungeon set, the only thing available is stone. So it does look more like a fortress than a farmstead. The basic outline of the farmstead wasn't that difficult to make, but when you start getting into what's inside all of the buildings, that can take some time. I tend to be a little nitty-gritty about that, and it just takes some time. If you wanted to with the basic set, you can really design some interesting interiors as well as exteriors. And I really like this roof. It's something that I found in my bastion build, doing the sewer grates for a roof, just so that the lighting from the inside can pop out. Just kind of moving around, showing the different rooms, different assets that's available in the basic dungeon. You'll notice the well there and the cart. That is from the master set, the rustic village. You can make a well with the basic set. It just takes some time, and it's usually a little bit bigger than what you would hope it would be. And from here, I'll just show you what the different lighting sources does to the environment. Whether players are coming through the area at night or at different times of the day. Going back to that original view of what the farmstead would look like according to the map in the DMG. Something that we found in the alpha playtest was this basic night is probably the most common lighting used by most of the builders in the Sigil playtest. Something about it just makes it feel right, even though, like in my campaign when we ran this, we came across this in the afternoon or during the golden hour. But something just at night makes us feel a little bit better. The basic interior is pretty good at that too. The overcast is pretty good too. It's pretty common. In a little bit I'll show you what you can do if you go into the camera mode. Usually you can't look up from the map, but in the camera mode you can. And you can see that they've actually taken time to make the sky, a nice skybox there, where you can kind of see like if your story is in the Forgotten Realms or Greyhawk or any other place. You can kind of get a feel of what that sky might look like. I had noticed this one playing before. When in the basic night, if you do the same thing, you can look up and you can see some of the stars. And maybe the camera will get it in a little bit here. You might even catch a little aurora borealis if you are watching the sky long enough. Get the camera set back to that original view. Here pretty soon I'll go into the master tier set, and you'll notice that it's a little bit different. And some things that I've done differently. So when I ran this map with my campaign, I made this the home of a necromancy wizard, and I explained that even though we were in the middle of summer, around this farmstead, everything was dead. And so I used the graveyard set I used the graveyard set to make a bunch of dead trees. And I followed the map a little bit more to the way that I read it when I did it as an actual campaign. And I'll get to that in a little bit. I also found an interesting trick that I'll probably show in a later building video about how to get things lined up on multiple terrains or multiple elevations. Again, this is just opening up in the golden hour lighting. With the master set, we can see that now instead of a fortress, it does actually look like a home. The master set also has a new roofing system. I spent some time playing with the roofs before making the video. The first time I went through it, it was a lot of trial and error. The second time, it went much faster. Maybe I was overthinking it a little bit too much to begin with. So maybe I'll explain it a little bit, making the map. So the first thing I did was expand the 2D map that you see up there large enough to where it fits where each square is actually 5 foot. And then in this channel here where my mouse is, I thought that that was a ditch or a gully. And what I did first was put the trees down and then build the land up around it, around the farmstead, which kind of gives us this shape here. That tree there would be the tree that's on the ground next to the field over there on the map. Then what I did was, when I knew that the map was the correct size, I just copied it and put it on top of this terrain, and then I could fill in where the other trees were and start filling in where fence lines and the building walls were. The most used set was the rustic set, or the rustic village set. I still had to use some of the basic dungeons for doors and whatnot. The fireplace is from the rustic village set, but the candles on top, the candles in the bedroom and the candles are on the table, are from the mines. When you change the lighting, you can really see how a lot of these flames have different tones and feelings to it. Maybe not so much in the afternoon, but you'll see it when I change it over to the nighttime or the interior video, or the interior view. Like I mentioned, you can spend a lot of time decorating the inside of buildings. For this video, I didn't fill in that warehouse that's over to the side there by those icons. So now we can see that the smaller set of candles from the caverns or the mines, they have a dull white glow. Another set has a bright white glow to it. The lighting on the inside there from the rustic village has a soft golden glow to it. See what it might look like if you're coming from the north. I did add that large lamp by the well just to make it stand out a little bit better. For the garden that's in the forefront there, I used the graveyard set and found a piece that I could slide in there and then build on top of it. This lighting gives a bit more color variation to some of the flames, especially at night, which is kind of nice. And again, you can see the night sky. With a little bit of overcast. I would say there are some things that I like about the basic set, like the roofs and how cool you can make things look like a fortress. but the new roofing, or the new roof system seems to be working. It still has some kinks, but in time that should work pretty well. You can find a system that works for you. For the rest of the video, I'll just be showing different skyscapes. Thanks for watching.